Let's start the stream today. Hello, everybody. We're back. Another week of jamming some death and taxes. I don't know if I'm going to make any changes to my Friday list, but I saw Envoldson's list for the from the challenge this weekend. Obviously, Envoldson does like a lot of things that I'm not always a big fan of, but like obviously, D&T's a highly customizable deck, so you can do a lot of different things and still perform very admirably with it. But I do kind of want to, like, maybe take some things out for test drive. I'm not sure. Let me pull up Ed Wilson's list. Let's see if I care for... where was it? Deck list only. There we go. 4 Wisp, 4 Mom, 1 Jailer, 3 Revoker, 2 Recruiter, 1 Resto. I guess I should just pull it up over here, shouldn't I? So everyone else can look at it as well. For those of you that haven't seen Envoldson's list. Let's, nope, that's not it. Here we go. This is the challenge that he top forward this weekend. 4 Wisp, 4 Mom, 1 Jailer, 3 Revoker, 2 Recruiter, 1 Resto, 1 Prelate, 4 Stoneforge, 4 Thalia, 1 Ballista, Plow, Vial, Equipment, and Entombment. Mishra's Factory has his flex slots in those 24 land list. The interesting sideboard options are like Damping Sphere was kind of neat. Other than that, like pretty stock stuff. Basically, like the big impactful flex slots that he's playing are like the Restoration Angel is definitely off the wall. The Damping Sphere is an interesting addition. Other than that, like it's pretty stock full of good stuff. Notably, Zero Mirror Crusaders, which I definitely am not opposed to. I've never, I guess not. That's definitely not true. Not never, but I recently have not been a huge fan of that card. Like the only matchup where it's really strong anymore is Shadow, and that matchup is still very good even without it. Hello, everybody. Hello, the Four Horsemen, Luanil, Hondo, Darkview. Going pretty well. So I don't know if I really want to make any changes. I'm not super keen on Damping Sphere. 9 minutes late, I'm on a tight schedule, you know. That is true. You always, like, you typically are out before, like, the 3rd or 4th match. But, anyway. I don't love the Resto. The Damping Sphere is, like, okay. I definitely, like... It feels like the only matchup you really want the Damping Sphere that you don't want something like Chalice is specifically Eldrazi. And I don't really have enough care about that deck to warrant me playing Damping Sphere. I need to sleep. Yeah, who needs to sleep, Army? Sleep is for the weak. I don't love the Resto either. I don't know. It's just, like, not my thing. It just doesn't, like... I don't know what I want it for, and what I want it over, like... So I guess realistically, if I was playing Envoldson's list, it's like, what? Restoration Angel here, and the Cleric is like a 3rd Revoker, and then you swap and play out Plains for a Factory. And I think that's the same list. I'm just like, I'm fine playing these other cards instead, especially with Envoldson playing like 3 Graveyard Hate cards. I like the Cleric. 3rd Revoker's fine. It's definitely an acceptable card. What a fill. But I definitely, like, doesn't look like it gets in your build, but it's a fine replacement for 2nd Jailer since it's unconditional value and fights better. Yeah, I mean, it brawls fine. It's like a 3/4 flyer for 4. It beats down. It's like not really what I'm looking to get. I don't think a lot of deck building decisions should be based around like playing a 1 of Ancient Tomb. It's not often you draw this, and it's also not often that you draw it in tandem with like your turn 3 Palace Jailer plays or your turn 1 Chalice of the Void. Yes, it's like really good upside, but it's definitely not like... What's your curve even looking like if you're playing Resto on turn 3 as well? You're not getting any value unless you go turn 2 Stoneforge into turn 3 Resto it. And then like already a lot of things are going right for you. I mean, Resto's fine, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't hate myself for registering a Restoration Angel. It's not like I'm playing Tithe Taker in this deck. Fuck Tithe Taker, but... I think I'm like more or less fine with a list like this right now. I did have some thought and some talking, especially to white faces, about the graveyard packages. Rude and I talked about yesterday, and both thought it was not good right now. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't really see the appeal to it in like what matchups do you want it, and why do I want it over other cards I could play for those matchups? I don't know. I don't really know what I'm losing to recently, besides just like true name draws have been like the highest percentage of my losses recently. Just like dying to True Name Nemesis. Other than that, so anyway, I was discussing the Graveyard Hate package. Containment Priest, rest in peace, 2 Surgicals. And, we were considering the Phoenix matchup. I know Darkview was in a little bit of this for the conversation today. Hey, Phil, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. No playing snooker, we're playing splits. Get here, Army. But anyway, there are a couple of options that I'm looking at. I don't think I'm going to, like, pull the trigger yet on anything like that. There's, like, Tormod's Crypt and Grafdigger's Cage are high on my list of cards I might consider to help out the Phoenix matchup at the expense of some of the other matchups. But, like, maybe Punishing Fire decks are low enough that, like, okay, yeah, you take the hit there. But especially online, the Phoenix deck, I think, is popping up a lot more, and maybe you do need to hedge for that matchup more. So maybe I do want to be playing something like Tormod's Crypt. Or if Elves is popping up, like, if Elves and Phoenix are decks that you're concerned about more than something that's playing Punishing Fire, then you cut the Surgicals for something like Grafdigger's Cage. How is flipping the Surgicals to Crypt really going to hurt to test at least one? I mean, it probably won't hurt to test. Do I even own Tormod's Crypts, though? Tormod's Crypt. Oh, I do own exactly 2 Tormod's Crypts, so I could just play it. At what point do you go full leyline? That got brought up in the Discord, and I like thought about it. I'm not keen on it. And can't beat a Tormod's Crypt, especially with a null rod in play, right, Patrick? Going full leyline in like a deck that has access to being able to cast Rest in Peace doesn't really excite me too much, because in a lot of the matchups that you want a card like Leyline of the Void, you can't really afford to just hard mulligan for it, right? Like against Storm, you want to board them in, but you can't just mulligan for it. It's like, oh, this is nice to be in my opening hand, but then you draw it at any other point and it's really bad. Whereas like that's not true with something like Rest in Peace. And against Phoenix, you can't just like mulligan for Leyline and expect to beat Phoenix, because they can definitely like just plan B if you go mull to 5, keep a 1-land Leyline hand. And a lot of the matchups like Phoenix and Storm, and even like a lot of the combo decks that are also thought seizing you just want a critical mass of hate. But I guess Leyline does circumvent like the thought seize issue, but so play 1 Leyline then. Yeah, Phoenix can just like hard cast Phoenix and stuff. Cast Pyromancers. Yeah, if you mulligan to Leyline against Storm, then they just like, and you don't have a clock, they just kill you with Ad Naz. Yeah, the Leyline decks are like the Red Black Reanimator in the Mirror, or again like Mono Red Prison, where you're not gonna ever beat like the graveyard decks unless you have this card. And can afford to have all these dead cards, because your deck is not about card quantity, your deck isn't about like you're enabling a strategy that turns off a bunch of cards in your opponent's deck for weird virtual card advantage. Are we ever losing a game to our Phoenix if they have to hard cast? I mean, we're losing a game if we mull to 5 to find a Leyline of the Void, we put it into play, and then we have like a 1-lander and can't really do anything. We maybe draw like a Stoneforge that gets thought seized after that or something. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have draw like a reasonable 7 and it has a Leyline in it, obviously it's just going to be like a better Rest in Peace, right? But the issue is that you don't always draw it, and Leyline is a card that you want to like try to mulligan for. And I don't think D&T's a deck that can really afford to try to mulligan for their hate. Or try to mulligan, like, specifically for ley lines and stuff like that. Because you just more of want, like, a critical mass of hate. You need to, like... I think D&T's more of a deck... I mean, D&T's always been a deck of, like, death by 1,000 cuts. You kind of want to just barely, like, edge out your opponent to getting to the stabilizing positions. Like, oh, the Tormod script may not beat Phoenix. Yes, they have, like, Abrades, they have bounce spells or whatever. But, like, the Tormod script can, like, buy you a little time. Maybe you get to Thalia, maybe you get to, like, the Rest of Peace, the Containment Priest, or a Chalice on one. I really want to test Karn, but I can't find any free sideboard slots, so you should test it for me. I don't think I own a Karn, right? What the heck? I do own a Karn. Huh. Alright. Apparently I own a Karn. Didn't know that. Also own Tormod script. This is a day of discoveries. But if I played a Karn, I'd have to cut a Cataclysm. I don't want to do that. I'd be like 2 Cataclysm and a Karn instead of like a Chalice, but then that feels bad. Put the Karn in the board. Wow. Chat being real bullies here. Wanted me to play this Karn real bad, huh? Just cut the Recruiter. Alright, we'll play the Karn. We'll play the Karn. Fine. We'll cut the Recruiter. We'll play the Karn. Play 4 Karn. I don't own 4 Karn. We could cast a Karn on turn 3 with Ancient Tomb, though. Just like Tron, right? Yeah, we'll compromise. We'll compromise, army. You want 4, I want 0, we'll play 1. Let's play these Tormod scripts, why not? Let's see how bad they are, instead of Surgicals. Let's see. Why not? Let's spin the wheel. It's either Karn or Tithe Taker. Alright, yeah, I'm playing a Karn before I play a Tithe Taker again. God. That card is, not where you want to be. Anyway, alright, enough yammering on about this deck. We've been talking about it for like 10 minutes. Let's actually play some Magic here. I also need to update my deck list. Tormod script is an awful card in our deck, but I'm happy to see it do nothing regardless. Yeah, I mean, it probably is. It's not super good, but it is a better card than Surgical against something like Phoenix, and probably against something like Reanimator. But we're going to obviously queue into, like, lands and 4-color Loma immediately after. We got you to make so many deck-building concessions, it's basically a free donation league. Wow, this hand sucks. Oh, this hand's good. This is a real good 6. Need to update this deck list. The main deck's the same, right? I only changed sideboard cards? Yeah. We cut the Recruiter and cut the Surgicals for Tormod script. And a Karn Scion of Urza. Now I'm accidentally queued into a league with the Tithe Taker. Oh yeah, I need to scry. Oops. Flickers is pretty decent here. We have like some anti-combo measures already with like Cleric and Prelate. I don't think we need like push for Thalia. We have multiple 2-drops. I think I'm gonna top this. It's a good card to draw. Anyway, I didn't update my stream title today. Oops. Let's update this stream title. So many things. I've had a really long day today. A lot of chaos. Alright. I think that's about it. Yeah. I could definitely go either way. It's in the blind, so it's a tough call. I don't really know what I'm looking for. Yeah. Like, Thalia and Port are really good, but also just, like, happy to have something like this. When we get into Scalding Tarn, assuming this resolves, probably just sort of Fire and Ice. we're playing as this goes Tarn Go. Doesn't counter this. Could be Sneak. Could be Miracles. I think either way, I just want Sword. Wait, this is just Miracles. Yeah, never mind. Got freaked out for a second. The Scalding Tarn and Plains are throwing me off. Doesn't feel like, hello, cat. Please don't claw me. Your claws are very sharp. We haven't cut your nails. You're in a really inconvenient spot, cat. I hope you know that. Ooh, it's a good draw. What's up, Innistrad? Alright, get off me, cat. What's up, Innistrad Revenue Service? It's going pretty well. I guess we just Violence Thalia. Cast Remorseful Cleric. I don't really want to cast Thalia, because I don't want to get it like Force of Will or something. Well, I want to put in the Thalia now, since they don't have any mana. I mean, they have mana, but they don't have a lot. It's not the Hairless Devil Cat. I don't know where she is.
She's under the blanket with me.
She's hiding under the blanket, apparently. New idea, beat Miracles by splashing red for light up the stage. Now that sounds unplayable. Oh no, Blind Flip Oh, wait. That was definitely... they might have, like, the draw step stop. The fake Miracles stop. It's definitely, like, pausing their draw step for a second there. Yeah, card is sweet. Definitely, like, 1 red Divination is a real good card. Kind of down for, like, putting this Prelate on 6. Honestly. They've used 2 Plows and, like, Remorseful Cleric turning off Snapcaster Mages. Drawing land is really good as well. I mean, I don't need to do it immediately. I can just do it in response to a trigger or something. So I think I'm just going to cast Sword, attack, go. I guess attack first. Stop chewing on the cord. You came all the way back around, cat. Just don't do it. Don't tell Moxel. I think Moxel said, like, it's fine in Legacy, right? Spell Pierce. Oof. That hurts. That's hurtful. Yeah, we could play other Sworn Prelating. I thought about Prelating for 1 in response. Yeah, I think my opponent just has the fake draw step stop. I'm supposed to, like, still just Prelate for 1 here. But then I'm, like, pretty soft to... Pretty soft to Terminus is my concern. But XJ Spell Pierce is bad versus D&T. Doesn't mean it can't get value. Bad cards can still be useful. What am I doing on this end step? Am I putting in Prelate and just, like, putting it on 6 already? I don't want to attack with it, because I can't attack into Snapcaster Mages, though, so, like, what am I putting it in for? Just to have, like, another body. And get Flicker Wisp active. Like, Plow Cleric in response here. They have, like, 3rd Plow. Is your username a combo of My Life as a Teenage Robot and Final Fantasy? I don't know what the first half of the reference is, but it is from... I do take the name Cloud from Final Fantasy. But no, XJ is just... Because I was originally J Cloud, because my name is John Ryan, so I just took the J and put it at the front of Cloud. But then I had to put an X at some point, because, I don't know, some site was like, that name's already taken. Would you like to do a different name? And you just put an X in front of it to make it slightly different. Just do Prelate on 6. And we can just, like, devote a shit ton to the board here. Unless they have a 3rd Plow, in which case it's kind of unfortunate. But that's life. You don't remember random? I vaguely remember, but I definitely don't remember the name of the main character of that random cartoon from a million years ago. Best Final Fantasy? Oh, do they have a third plow? Because that's rude as hell. That is rude as hell. Come on, opponent. Why you gotta be like that? That's gonna start a fight somewhere. I am really partial to 7, even though it's like definitely also like the most popular and pretty kind of overrated by a lot of people. But 7 is still really enjoyable. I also liked a lot of their non-mainline titles. Like me and my brother got like hundreds of hours of playtime from Crystal Chronicles as kids. And Final Fantasy Tactics and Tactics Advanced were also really good. But in terms of main, it's probably... I probably just have to go with 7, since 7 was also such a big part of my childhood. Even though that's like also a super cop-out answer. I don't think I'm casting a Wisp. I think I'm just holding on to both of these. Tactics. Yeah, Tactics is great. Tactics is amazing. What's my opponent doing? I want to put in more clock here, though. Maybe I'll put in 1 Wisp. Like 5 a turn seems a lot better. Especially if my opponent is just not casting any spells. Don't really look at their Flooded Strand. Doesn't give them additional mana if they want to, like, tap it and use it for something, and then comes back on an end step and use it again. It doesn't. This play doesn't really do anything. I didn't really want to flicker anything else, though. So they fetched. Alright, cool. 9 is good. 9 I will also accept as a valid answer. I already really don't want to get Terminus, so I'm not super keen on casting this Mom. I think I'm just passing. My opponent just have nothing? What's happening? My opponent has 4 cards in hand. Mission briefing, huh? I can't let this resolve, right? Or otherwise they can cast the spell. But they could, like, scry a card into the graveyard and then cast it, but it's likely not going to be a Swords to Plowshares. You may cast that card. Yeah, so I can't let this resolve. I need to exile their graveyard first. I could also just, like, let them try to cast a Plow, but I don't... That, like pushes me really in onto, getting Terminus, because I just don't have any gas anymore at that point. I think I'm down for sacking the Cleric and then casting Mom post-combat. Letting them get very minimal value out of their mission briefing. Popping Cleric doesn't seem high EV. Eh. There's like a very small number of cards that can actually hit off this briefing that do anything. Yeah, they milled a Force of Will and did nothing. Actually, they could... Wait, can they use this to force my thing, right? They could force my Mom, I think, if they wanted to. I assume they just stack Terminus to the top of their deck, though. I feel like the card on top has to be something like Terminus, right? Maybe I don't cast this Mom. Maybe I'm still okay with it. I think I'm going to cast this Mom. In case it's like not Terminus, I do want to actually have another thing in play. And if they force it, like, that's also great for me. I think this is just Terminus. AK, sure. I could force my Mom as a sentence only a Magic player would understand. At least that's one of the more tame they could do X to my Mom statements that you say in Legacy. It's always Terminus. And I'm just going to put in this Wisp. They only have one Plow left. So this Wisp is just going to try to beat him down. They didn't even set that up. No, they surveilled 2, right? They surveilled the Force Wall, they milled it, and then put one on the top. Oh, yeah, they drew 1 card. Oh, that's true. They did just blind flip the Terminus, didn't they? I forgot about the AK. Wow, that is rude. Opponent just blind flipped that Terminus? What a jerk. I don't want to target any other stuff. Go away, planes. If I draw, like, G-Tay, I could just play and equip it, no fear of Plow, I guess. It's a pretty minimal advantage. We want to draw, like, Recruiter here. Not that. I should have played this first, in case of, like, Vendilion Click, specifically. Now I probably hold it to bluff a 3. Yeah, some of the miracles will start testing on Mission Briefing. In a split with Snapcaster Mage. Alright. Wish we had drawn a thing, but... Alright, I wish we had drawn a thing, but... Interesting. A lot of interesting tech in this specific Miracles deck. Hardcast a Force of Will? It's gotta be like a Force of Will in their hand, right? Yeah. That tracks. I should have wastelanded this field to run. Oops. Oh, well. Not a huge deal. Could have cut them off in like some amount of mana that matters. And they could also like field to run my port now, but probably not gonna come up. I mean, both mine and my opponent's draws have not been excellent. So I can't complain too much. That's a good one to draw when you're in a top deck war. Oh, I didn't even port, did I? Port this field ruin, make him use it. Whatever. Keep them up with Elspeth. I mean, I guess anything's possible. That flip Terminus was unironically unlucky. I mean, yeah. That, the blind flip Terminuses are the ones that always get you, right? Yeah, the read for Hardcast Force could have... They had 6 mana, didn't they? Council's Judgment of the Vial. Oh. Sure. It's Council's Judgment that's not killing a creature, at least. But they might have counter spells and stuff. Just waste this Volcanic. I assume they're going to Field Ruin me in response. Yeah, because if they don't, then they lose. Then I can play Wasteland and Wasteland the field. Killed a Caracas. Interesting. Maybe they only had 5 mana. I thought they had 6, but I don't remember. Opponent's making some weird plays this game. Hey, we can take him off of white now. Port's doing a little bit here. Can't cast like a Mentor. I can definitely slam a Jace, yeah. Womp womp. I can fetch Tundra, but we have Wasteland for that. I guess I'll Wasteland this. AK. Oh, we're probably dead now. Opponent notably doesn't have that much removal left, but I think counters at this point would probably just carry them across the finish line. Yeah, I don't love the Wasteland either. I could have taken it or left it. I wonder if I just attack them down to 1 here and turn off this Flooded Strand. They could have, like, a Snapcaster, but if they're mission briefing, they're on less Snapcasters, too. I feel like I just hit them to 1 here. Turn off this fetch. It's beat down a clock, Mom. Get him. Alright. There's probably no point in not playing these lands. Well, we continue to cut them off of white mana. Yeah, if they have to use the Jace to bounce the Mom every turn. Play the Mom as the bait spell now? They, like, force of will it? Yeah, that's fine. Port the fetch and maybe you'll get them. Alright, later, army. What's your plan here? They have the 4th plow? Could just be floating mana. AK? I'm confused. Oh, they set up in trade. Okay, now we're probably dead. Wait, they don't have that much mana for this in tree, do they? I guess. How many angels is this? 2? It's kind of a lot. Bounce the Thalia. There's the Tundra. Definitely not likely to beat like 2 angels and a Jace, obviously, but they did not shuffle on their Ponder. Maybe they'll crack their Flooded Strand. Dang, they saw the line. Alright, Stoneforge is something. We don't have Sword anymore. We have GTA, which doesn't do a lot. We have Bad Skull, which is decent. We have 7 mana, so we can Stoneforge plus Bad Skull if we want, or Stoneforge plus Thalia. I think we just want to keep porting, right? Bait with Thalia, bait what? Another Force? They've already used 3 Force of Wills. I shouldn't eat up so much of my time. This is only game 1. You could just go Mystic into Batter Skull and see what my opponent does, but then that gives them a bunch of mana, like, just a bunch of white mana, so I think I just want to, like... Oh yeah, also they're at 1 life. Let's just, let's just cast Stoneforge, actually. Stoneforge is still lethal by itself. Force it. Force it. Dang. They saw the line. I can't port them totally off of white, but I can port them off of, like, Council's Judgment still. Maybe I'm supposed to just deploy 2 threats or something. I don't know what my opponent's pausing for. I don't think they can cast any spells. I don't love jamming Skull. What does jamming Skull do? They get access to a bunch of white mana. They can, like, mission briefing for Council's Judgment. They can just, like, Jace kill the thing and leave back 2 angels to block the Stoneforge. Assume this is second Jace, though? No? Yes? Maybe? Yeah. We just need to draw, like, Walking Ballista. That's our new plan. They could find their 4th Plow and Plow and Angel. That's a thing I should be concerned about. Ballista would be hilarious. They don't have 20 cards left in their deck, so even if they're on like a 1 Snapcaster build, I have to be aware that that's a thing. They may have found the 4th Plow by now. That's a card I should be concerned about. Flickerwisp would be good here. Not Flickerwisp, so not good here. But we can just cast Thalia. We're at 13, so we're not dead yet. We can just cast Thalia, plan on putting in Batterskull for, like, a bunch more threats. Try to circle around this Jace. Thinking about hardcasting Force on this? They know the rest of my hand, so this is like a pretty informed decision here. I probably shouldn't have played the land beforehand, because I could have drawn, like, Flickerwisp or something. I could also play an Equip GT attack, but that seems really loose here. Also maybe ported one pre-combat to play around Force. I'm kind of concerned about my time, so I'm trying to, like, not dwell on these decisions too long, since this is game 1. Let's, like, cast another Jace, downtick on the Germ, maybe? Yep, set up for lethal here. We have, like, 2 recruiters, some wisps, a ballista to draw to. Planes, huh? Doesn't quite get us across the finish line here. Unfortunate. Alright, Miracles, sideboard time. 8 cards to bring in. Probably good on 8 cards to bring out. Still experimenting on like leaving in some number of plows versus miracles to answer mentors. Mentor is a very easy card to lose to. Cut a wasteland. Does it feel okay? Yeah, more or less. I don't love Mirror Crusader. Mirror Crusader is like a pretty weak beater in this matchup. Maybe it's like worse than a Revoker. Revoker isn't exactly at its best here. Name's exactly Jace the Mind Sculptor and isn't very good at that job, typically. Like to leave in one because sometimes you do actually just want to like recruit for a Revoker and turn off a Jace, but I don't think it comes up too often. Karn comes in. Karn does come in. We brought in our Karn. We did it. We have successfully boarded in this Karn. Let's just have Ancient Tomb, Chalice of Wood, and Karn in our opening hand. Turn 1 Chalice, turn 3 Karn against Miracles. How do they win? But think we had 4 cards to bring in. That's true. Maybe I should have cut these crypts for more cards. That's smart. Thinking smart. I didn't think that many steps ahead. How is Miracles going to beat 4 cards? I would love to play first. This is a hand that exists. I'm going to keep it, but... yeah, I'm just going to keep it. Double Vial, double Chalice. Karn's the least scary. Walker for Miracles. Yeah, I think I'd rather have a Gideon versus Miracles, probably, but... you almost just like want to keep down ticking, honestly. But you can't just keep down ticking, like Gideon can keep zeroing. But also, Gideon's tokens don't make each other bigger. Does Tomb come out in the D&T mirror? Probably not. You're just like mana hungry enough that you just enjoy having a 24th land in your deck. Also, like, the nut draws with like Stoneforge into GTA Equip kill you. Just like the random mana bursts seem really strong. Nice, that's what we wanted to draw. The 3rd Chalice of the Void. Forcing the 2nd Chalice is, or forcing the 2nd Vial is kind of scary. Feels like they're going to disenchant this one. Alright, well, they're not disenchanting it this turn, so we get to Thalia at least. Yeah, it's a really good hand. We just need to draw, you know, a land. Nice. Man, I hope they have the Spell Pierce for this, and we just Violent Thalia in response. Boom. I mean, I'm definitely going to Violent Thalia in response to this fetch no matter what, but it'd be really funny if they're Patrick and have the Spell Pierce in post board to counter this Chalice of the Void. Oh man. Well, that makes this boring. I'll wait till our draw step to put in this Thalia. Could have a Blind Flip Terminus. There's not really anything they can cast in there. Because they could cast like an AK or something. This probably does cut me off casting more Chalices if my opponent goes land Disenchant. Guess let's tick up this Vial. Immediately draw 2-drop. Vaguely don't want to cast the Stoneforge. But I'm never like, I gotta put this in eventually. Maybe I'm supposed to just port them down since I'm just not doing anything. But I also just kind of want to play stuff because they're not doing anything. I want them to disenchant this Chalice so we can play another Chalice. Could just... Can't even slam Jace here. They can slam Mentor? Which we can't punish unless we draw exactly Tomb. Oh, Judgment. Oh no! We can't cast our new Chalice. Unless we draw a third land here. Unfortunate. Well, let's just put in Sword. So I'm not super overly concerned with anything they can do here. Not a land, huh? This is not great. I don't want to equip this sword because there's like no way in hell I'm connecting. But like, what else am I doing this turn? Casting another Stoneforge I don't really want to do. Putting in Jite I could do. I could also port them. I could force them to blow a removal spell on the Stoneforge Mystic instead of the Thalia. Ugh, I don't like any of my options here. Not finding this land is rough. My swords the Thalia. Yeah, that's why like I want to kind of push them towards forcing the Stoneforge. Shouldn't burn too much time though. Playing another Vial isn't the worst option. It would let me put in the Stoneforge like later down the road. You could contemplate how good Tomb would be. I mean, Tomb would be about as good as drawing any other land here, right? I mean, I guess play Tomb equipped to the other thing, too. Did they set up a Terminus? I don't think so, right? There we go. But if I had a Tomb, or like any land, we could just like be slamming another Chalice and wrecking my opponent. Maybe I wanted them to kill my Thalia, so I could just cast Chalice. Maybe the play is play their Vial Attack with both. They end step plow the Thalia. Didn't they know this Terminus was there? Oh, they just don't want me to get this sword trigger. It's a fair exchange. To go land Jace, I'm scared. Otherwise, it's an okay still. Uh-oh. Mentor. That's scary, too. Oh, they're actually hellbent, so that's, I guess, less scary, especially with these chalices. We really want to draw a 3, though. Like, really badly. Would love to top deck a 3-drop. That if they have, like, mission briefing into Council's Judgment, that would be pretty rough. They kept on their Ponder. I don't know what I can do about any of those decisions, though. There's the land. Like, land Vial Chalice on one? Yeah, I think that's the play. Land was just a touch late to the party. Jace. That's also pretty bad. Probably not as bad. I wonder, no, I'm not actually sure if it's worse than mission briefing into Judgment here. Asking why he's found mission briefing so far. Not keen on. I like trying to strike up conversations with my opponents, especially while I'm in the middle of streaming. They cast a 1-drop into Chalice time, or they Field of Ruin? Oh, okay. AK, that's not great. I might be dead here. Not looking great. You draw a 3-drop would be very good for me. One day, we'll get through this trigger. Oh, nice. Perfect timing for this Karn that would be a Recruiter of the Guard. That would have been a good draw. If only I had a Recruiter of the Guard in my hand. Yeah, I feel pretty fucked here. Not gonna lie. Look at all these artifacts we haven't played. This Karn's so good. No 3rd Recruiter on the sideboard. The joke here is that chat convinced me to cut the Recruiter to try out Karn in the sideboard. So it's directly chat's fault if we lose this game. This Council's Judgment? No? Maybe? If. When we lose this game. You have no proof that Recruiter would be better here. I think we lose because we preemptively took the Valve 3. I think that's definitely part of it. I don't know. I like Val's. I think Val's being on 3 is generally better than being on 2 in this matchup. But that does happen. We have taken up 3 and drew a bunch of 2-drops. We also didn't play the Violet. There were definitely decisions that I made that were probably incorrect. We probably could have played the Violet a turn sooner, been able to Violet in the Stoneforge instead. I don't know if that would have done anything. But there are definitely decisions that I've made that I may or may not regret during this game. I don't think taking Val up to 3 is one of them, considering how many, the density of 3-drops that we have in the deck. And our mana situation of having 2 lands and a Vial. Definitely didn't, break perfectly, though. Yes. Not saying that card is actually bad, obviously. I am memeing. I hate results-oriented thinking oh, this card, this Recruiter would have been, much way better than this card. We might have been able to win this game if we had a Recruiter here. But obviously, that's a horrible way to figure out if cards are actually good or not. And Karn's fine. Karn's probably at its weakest compared to your other options for grindy matchups against Miracles specifically. I don't love Karn against Miracles. Goodbye, Chalice. Are we dead? We're dead to, a Sword of Plowshares, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'd be at 15? No, not quite. He likes Karn over Gideon in this matchup? Eh. He can't plow. Oh, yeah, he's got both the basic planes. Didn't think about that. Yeah, but I don't really like Gideon plussing in this matchup just at all. I just like it being an enchantment that's just a 2/2 Bitter Blossom. Yeah, your right field does not get a mana source here, or a white mana source. We're also not dead to the plow, but I think we're just dead to the board, so. Alright, we have a Flicker Wisp, we have a Batter Skull. Fortunately, my opponent's just gonna bury me in Mentor tokens. Yeah, why play either when you just play Cataclysm, though, for reals? Is there any way I play Chalice over Batterskull here? No, we just, like, super die, right? They can even just fire off a 1-drop into the Chalice and kill me. We're probably just dead, but let's just pass. And Karn draws cards really slowly, though, too. Karn is, like, somewhere between a Scry 2 and a Draw 1. Because realistically, Karn's, like, plus draws you the card that, like, the better of your cards every other turn, right? But sometimes you get, like, 2 good cards, and that works out for you, and it's, like, basically draw a card, but sometimes you need to, like, spend the next turn minusing it just to get the card that you want. You get something mediocre in the meantime. Should have floated a mana, but I think I was F6'd. I also don't think it mattered, right? Draws you a card every turn. Yeah, exactly. It's somewhere between a Scry 2 and a Draw 1. Or I guess it is better than a Draw 1, right? Somewhere between, like, between a Scry 2 and, like, a Scry 1 draw card? Or maybe somewhere between a draw card and a Scry 1 draw card, I guess. Maybe that's it. I'm having trouble with my Magic comparisons right now, I guess. I assume they have, like, Disenchant something for this. Snap Council's Judgment, huh? Yeah, we're dead, right? We can Vow back in the Stoneforge, have Flicker Wisp. We can Flicker out the Mentor before he casts this Council's Judgment. And then it's, what, 8 power after casting the Council's Judgment. We can take... We'd have to block 2, so we'd have to chump 1 and lose 1. Yeah, we're just dead. Opponent Fate Seals you draw a card. Yeah, it's not a card you have, like, an easy comparison for, obviously. The effect is super unique. Yeah, okay, we're dead anyway. Whoops. Did not input that data right. There we go. I always find that, like, my most loose Magic comes from my Monday streams. I always just coming off of the weekend, haven't streamed in 3 days, haven't, like, played Magic in 3 days. I did play some Magic over the weekend, though, but I played Standard. It's gotta prep for this stupid RPTQ coming up. But match 1 of my, like, Monday streams, I always feel like I punt the most. Before I get back into it. God, I hate keeping these hands. This hand is like... the Batterskull makes me really hate it. Just stream on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, but then, like, I don't have my normal life. Streaming is definitely a time commitment. I'm not willing... And also, my weekends are super busy lately. This hand is, like, close. I hate 1-land files, though. This hand is, like, very bad. I'm shipping this hand. I don't want this hand. And always mull loose 7s and unkeepable 6s. This is the story of everyone's life in Magic. Keeping that. Yeah, some people are a lot more aggressive at keeping, like, 1-land file hands, though. I don't know. I've never been a big fan. Especially because, like, the Batterskull, that hand just didn't have a lot going on for it. The Stoneforge isn't very good on a 1-lander still. But anyway, yeah, we can't keep this. This hand's also unkeepable. Alright. This hand is admittedly worse than the 7. Much worse. Do I just top this and hope that it's good against my opponent? Probably. We're on a mull to 5. We kind of need to choose how to win. Yeah, 1-land I do like 1-land Vial hands on the play more than the draw, because you go from losing to Daze Force Thoughtseize to just losing to Force. But that one like didn't have enough stuff going on for me that I liked it. Like Stoneforge on your one-line Vial hands, if you don't hit a land drop for a couple turns, Stoneforge is just like barely a magic card. But yeah, if my opponent's playing a creature deck, like the double plow starts are gonna bury my opponent. I also think we should probably just play around days against this start, since we really can't afford to get our stuff dazed. We'll just take one, untap, and plow it. Suppose now, what am I playing around? Spell Pierce versus hitting a better creature. Kill now. Storm Chaser Mage? That deck, or are they just cantripping? Just another Swift Spear, sure. This Pearl's gonna be good. For resolves, alright. Well, that's scary. Do I want Sword or Jite here, if they don't force this? Alright, well, that settles that question. No flip on the Delver. I dig it. It means they probably drew a land or a creature. I suppose it's that Scalding turn that they drew. I have to put this Pearl on 1, even though it's like really bad against mono creatures over there. Like me trying to draw towards plows. We only have 3 plows left in the deck, though, and turning off all their cantrips and bolts is probably like one of the ways I'm winning this game. We top deck like Jite, this game ends. Even just like Wisps to trade with the Delver and stuff to deal with the Swift Spear. Also the Delver on like mono whiffs. But they didn't fetch it away, so they probably, yeah, drew a good thing. Interesting no attack with the Pyro there. I feel like they would have been totally willing to make that trade. Yeah. I don't think I'm blocking. Jeez, these draws have not been kind to me. Is this mono lands in this vial after my scry at the top? They're probably dead now, right? Maybe if we draw Jite and they have nothing. We might still die if that happens, right? Yeah, we're at 3. We can't even win with Jite. Oof. Yikes. Those draws were definitely not happening. Alright, so blue-red Delver. This is a matchup that I like to like look at Chalice, at least. Which is like, Chalice I don't love bringing against most Delver strategies, but like blue-red and Death Shadow I like it a little bit more. Let's do the good cards first. Probably kind of like Crusader, maybe a Recruiter. Better bring in the Karn just to test. Yeah, I have to test what good matchups Karn is for. What's our record at? We're 0-1 right now, Hondo, and we're down a game in our second match here. We lost to Miracles. I blame chat 100%. It was definitely not my fault. I do think we might have been able to actually win that game if that was a Recruiter of the Guard and not a Karn that we top decked that turn. But obviously, we could have also made some different decisions. Yeah, don't love Crusader. Crusader's really good with equipment, but like, I don't know, you don't play Chalice in this matchup. Yeah, I like it less. I think the hierarchy of decks that I like, Delver decks specifically that I want Chalice Avoid against is like Death Shadow, blue red, everything else because I never boarded in. And the only deck that I usually consider is like Death Shadow. Like Death Shadow on the play chalice actually like isn't the worst. It's like it's hard to pick your spot because obviously you're boarding in. You like 2 plas 4 or 4 plas 2 paths in that matchup as well. But I think it's a little bit more. I think it's actually I think it's just like a little bit better against Death Shadow than this deck too. This deck actually has like 2s and stuff to cast. They have Shattering Spree. They can or Shatter Storm. No, not other smash things. Smash the Smithereens. There we go. 3rd time's the charm. Things that can actually deal with the chalice that they're already bringing in anyway. I find it okay against Shadow specifically when you're on the play. But even then, like I wouldn't mind not boarding it in. I've been trying it out and to decent results, I guess. I wonder if Crusader is better than a Recruiter here. I like recruiting for like Prelate or Stoneforge. Or just like locking the game up with Prelate, or not, or Recruiter into Wisps. These Crocus are real good. I bet Phil's smiling. I still need to change one of these arts. I need to change the 3rd Crocus art so I can actually have some sort of basis of saying, this is the 3rd Crocus that's fucking me right now. Either way, I'm still going to keep this hand, but it's just loose. Because we have Mom to Stoneforge, which is just great. And a Plow. Rude. I'll smile when you get predicted for planes. Happened once in my life so far that they have hit on a planes with predict, and I still won the game. I'm 1-0 lifetime against getting predicted for basic planes, it hitting. Guess I'm just grabbing, like, Sword? I don't love my options here. GTA is fine, but I always like having a Rational Fear of True Name in this matchup. Like, Sword does a good GTA impression when you're at a high life total. You don't really need the cushion. With the addition of being able to, like, smash their True Name Nemesis. It is hard to cast, obviously. This hand is not super conducive to casting 3-drops yet. If they just, like, bolt the Stoneforge, we have to probably, like, Lotus Petal our Crocus to cast a Recruiter of the Guard or something. Recruit for a Thalia or another Stoneforge, maybe. Something to cast with 2 mana. Yeah, that was the unfortunate bit, but they're also Chain Lightninging a Stoneforge Mystic, so also that. What am I recruiting for now? We have multiple recruiters here. I don't think I just want to run out Sword. What am I concerned about my opponent playing? Besides True Name Nemesis, what am I worried about? What can I do to stop that? I also don't mind just grabbing Wisps. Wisp is just like good against Delver here. It produces a flyer. You get force removal on like my 1/1 if I target the Wisp with the Recruiter with the Wisp too. We're at parity. Like we're sitting here at 20. I think we can afford to just like pick grindy cards. Just try to win this game. Sitting my opponent's just gonna windmill slam True Name. Or just fetch and say go. Interesting. Alright, I'll bite. If they have, like, Electrickery here, that would be kind of annoying. But even then, it's like it's super tempo positive, obviously, but it's still like a 1-for-1 at its heart. Sure. It seems like an odd time to do that, but okay. Look at my port and port them. Probably wanted to wait till I targeted there. my opponent taps low, we can just pedal out the Crocus and slam him with the sword. If they leave up like any amount of mana, I'm not doing that though, for obvious reasons. Slow Spear. Sure. Batter Skull, huh? I think I'm just attacking. We're still like pretty far ahead. They have cast. They've only cast. They've cast 2 Chain Lightnings and 1 Lightning Bolt. Let's do some more recruiting. Just want another Wisp here. Force them to use more bolts on 1/1s. Could also just go for Ballista here. Ballista wouldn't be bad against something on the other end, but let's go for Prelate. But I don't love Prelate when I'm trying to play around like Smash and Lightning Bolts at the same time. Also with this Plow in my hand, but I'm probably casting the Plow this turn. Or Wisps. Wisp is always like the bailout. I don't know what I want, so I'll just pick a card choice. Yeah, sure. I don't think I'm even casting this Plow this turn. So, no reason to. Alright, now we officially have drawn the 3rd Crocus. We don't need a super high IQ to figure this one out now. Maybe it's time to just cast the sword and just let them shatter it. I'm scared of playing a bunch of X1s and just all this open mana. I don't know what my opponent's doing. This is super concerning. Should have switched that Crocus for a snow-covered card. Probably trying desperately to knock it by a sword. Wow, no smash? Interesting. I mean, if they don't smash the sword, we can at least attempt to equip here. Oh, they just wanted the extra points. Do I should have played this last turn. Oh, this is fine. Taking a bunch of pock shots from this that I probably shouldn't be. Should I even be playing around days? Probably. If I get days, I just like taking extra damage too for no reason. No, sunk cost fallacy. Now I like this. I can like just keep playing around days here. And they're just like losing this race already. Just like losing this race pretty badly. Let's kill this now. And before Sulfur Elemental. Nope. Alright, cool. We get a shit ton of value. Maybe it's just time for Ballista. That's such a low life total. We already have lethal. If they like Wrath me, just like Ballista for 3 is insane. Or even just Ballista for 2. After probably casting Batter Skull. Okay, they're dead. Doesn't matter. The only thing getting them out of that was like Electrickery or whatever that sorcery speed Electrickery is. It's like always overloaded, but it's a sorcery, costs 1. Something Volley, maybe? Sulfur Elemental, etc., etc. Anyway, let's just run it back. Opponent had a very slow start, and the slow starts are the ones that you can just beat the crap out of from blue-red. You're like so favored in the long game. You have a lot more inevitability than they do. Woof. This hand sucks. Ooh, this hand's much better. Nope. Fuck off. Get out of here, Caracas. Not again. Yeah, these are the scary starts. These are the starts that you can just run out Vile and then just play around days. Next turn land, plow it, Vile and Stoneforge, stuff like that. Now we can confirm the next Caracas in the third one. That's not true! I don't know if you're memeing me or not, but that's definitely not how that works. We could have just spread the third one at the bottom, and then draw the second one. Or we could also just, like, shuffle with the Stoneforge. But Luanil could also just be fucking with me. Maybe we gotta plow this Lava Man. Lava Man's scary. And we have Stoneforge and Wisp to deal with it. Insectal Apparition. We play around days now. It's genius. We actually might be able to get him with a surprise equip on a turn they aren't expecting it. But yeah, I think I have to play this Lavamancer. Lavamancer beats the shit out of my hand. Play around double days. Genius. Ugh. These cards are all scary as hell. Recruiter, huh? I'm at 14. I don't think I can, like, use this recruiter to its fullest, like, play Ancient Tomb Recruiter to try to, get around days here. I think I just have to kind of play into days with this hand. I think I just want to just go Recruiter, slam it. The days that they get a token, I don't know. I just don't want to Violent Stoneforge, and if that be my only thing that I'm doing, and then they just, like, bolt the Stoneforge, and I still have nothing going on, right? I untap and I'll have access to stuff like Flicker Wisp and Recruiter, but I think just, like, not a lot of point playing around days. They didn't daze the Violent one for whatever that's worth, but they've also drawn 100 cards since then. But anyway. Life's short. Don't play around days. I honestly didn't expect this to resolve, and now I don't know what to do. Prelate, Thalia, Remorseful Cleric, no, not Wisp, Ballista for the Pyro? I don't love. Thalia, no, doesn't disincentivize blocking. Ballista, I do like that Ballista cleans up Pyro. I don't hate that plan. I think I do actually want Ballista here. We already have a Flicker Wisp too. What do I keep hearing? Give opponent a free Stone Rain. I think I like Ballista here, actually. Any consideration for Flicker Wisp there instead of Recruiter? I don't know. I kind of want it, like, I was still playing around dazed to some extent, and I didn't really want my Flicker Wisp to get dazed. I like the ability to guarantee be able to Wisp this Insectal Aberration away next turn, and I don't think we're at, like, a super low enough life total where, like, dealing with the Insectal Aberration immediately is a priority. As well as they can just untap and easily kill the Wisp. They haven't cast a single bolt this game yet. So, like, if I cast the Wisp, get no value, essentially, like, flip the Aberration and maybe it flips back, maybe it doesn't, then they just untap, bolt it, whatever, move on with their life. I don't think the Wisp does enough. Whereas if we untap and we still have this Recruiter, we can also Wisp it and just keep getting value. Well, this is pretty good value. Because they've totally tapped out here. We have to take damage, though. We probably need GT at this point, right? As good as, like, playing an equipping sword would be here, I think we just wanted the ability to gain life as well as killing this Aberration and this Pyromancer and stuff. Yeah, shattering a vial on 2 seems kind of risky to me. They put me to 8 here. We have to go to 6 for this Ancient Tomb. It is definitely scary. I think I have to cast the GTA 2. I have to leave the Stoneforge back to block. Equip GTA Recruiter, attack. Maybe actually ping off the Pyromancer and just gain 2 life. The Pyromancer is, like, much easier to run away with the game with. I would force will this. That's pretty bad for me, but really wish the Ancient Tomb was not an Ancient Tomb right now, actually. So we're at 6. If they have a bolt, we're at 3. We ping off this Pyro. They bolt me. We have to gain 2. Go to 5. They'd have to bolt like the Stoneforge is probably more realistic because I don't get GT counters, but I'm going to untap and like Whisper Ballista. I think it's ping off the Pyro here. Leaving them with a Pyro in play seems risky. They might have just like 2 bolts, and this doesn't matter. They attacked pretty quickly there. Yeah. Womp womp. What was our life total? Did that matter? We were taking an extra. So we're at 2, go to -1. Yeah, that tomb really actually was pretty rough. It's the second time. Like, tomb has been better than like not having a tomb, obviously, because the tomb was the 24th land that I added. But we ran into a decent number of cases where we just like wanted a 24th land that wasn't an ancient tomb. It's like tap for mana and didn't deal us damage. That's definitely come up numerous times in the past couple of leagues. And I've not been playing Tomb very long either. Tomb definitely has its explosive moments, though. I just haven't drawn any of them yet. Cavern of Souls greater than Tomb. I don't know about that. I really don't want a Cavern of Souls. This one's pretty good. Basic Swamp. Goes to replace the Tomb with Factory. Yeah, not super keen on Factory. I don't know. I'm definitely going to give Tomb more of a shot. Like, it's been not a very long amount of time. Because I'm definitely thinking red-black. Maybe not. An Entombment response here. Maybe I'll just go back to 23. I like 23 good enough, but... This is just fucking dead guy hell. They grab Batterskull. Wow. Either GTA in hand or no respect. What do you guys think? Place your votes in chat. Opponent doesn't respect me / doesn't know how Magic works, how Legacy works, or already has GTA. I don't think Deathblade is going basic Swamp into March Flash Fetch Plains. I mean, they could. They could have those draws. It seems like pretty unlikely to me. Nice. Maybe we could just get our own Stoneforge here, honestly, with this recruiter. Deathblade isn't a deck anymore. The Death Cup hand. Stone, whatever. Esper Stoneblade. It'll be Deathblade in my heart. I had a friend who, like, religiously played Deathblade. So it's always Deathblade in my heart. I just want a Stoneforge of my own here. This is like just a Stoneforge fight, right? Could also get Revoker, but I don't know. We could beat a Batterskull pretty easily, especially if we have Crusader. Kind of down to just curve out here. Get him. Oh no, we're getting hemmed. Hang on. Updating my spreadsheet again here. Well, putting in Stoneforge isn't great. It's a 1 in 3, or like a 1 in 3 that we keep it. But also discarding the Stoneforge isn't great. Oh, man, I'm 100% going to just be keeping this Caracas after this Him resolves, with my luck. I guess I'd rather have the 1-2 in play. Do we go get Jite, though? Probably. We have, like, pretty high upside of keeping one of our 2 cards that are good. I mean, the real odds are 0%, but the imaginary odds are pretty high. Because we're 100% discarding these 2 cards right here. Oh, wow. We kept it. We did it, chat! I got to keep a card that I wanted. This is the first time stream history. Real odds versus imaginary odds. Ooh. Alright, this game's probably just over then, right? I mean, I wanted to wasteland them, but I also just wanted to, like, crush their hopes and dreams. We get, like, deluged, I guess. Land deluge gets me. Other than that, we should be pretty okay here. I guess I shouldn't have 6. I have a Mother of Runes in play. Oh, I said something in chat. I said, well, that's life. We'll never know if they drew the GT, if they had the GT, or they just grabbed the Batterskull. Indicate the GT, I assume? Yeah. Time to wasteland them into next week. Indicate in 2019. I mean, I guess it's more like Dead Guy in 2019, right? 4-4 on turn 3 is always good. Yeah, you always choose the Batterskull. 100%. Alright, here's the moment of truth. Moment of truth, chat! What does this Stoneforge find? Alright, collect your bets. Whoever bet on opponent is unfamiliar with their deck and the Legacy format. That's a pretty good draw. I dig that. We're pretty insulated against, like, GT attack here. We have Mom and Thalia. Do we get Matter Scroll, or do we just get Sword? Wasteland their Wasteland. I was going to Wasteland their Wasteland, but then we drew Stoneforge Mystic. I think I'd rather just have Sword kill their stuff, right? Thalia being a 4/3 first striker. It's hard to get it underneath everything because they have 2 different colors, but we can like just kill their stuff slowly from Sword. Can I attack with anything? Attacking with Thalia means that if they go land, they still can't even plow the Mom to tap it down and play up with G2. So yeah, let's attack with Thalia. Keeping chip shots. We need to chip shot in through this Bob here. Interesting. It's not going to do a lot here. Notably, Thalia is lethal now. Like, Thalia with Sword equipped. They would have to block it, or they die. Focus that. It's Mind Rot that gains you life if they discard lands. It's like Bad Hymns 5 to 6 that dead guy plays sometimes. Mind Rot's a lot better card when it costs 2 mana. I mean, Mind Rot's also a lot better card when it costs 2 mana and also makes them discard randomly, but... Oh god. I blew up a card and then they conceded. Moto broke. There we go. How would you play it? It's because you can't register 6 Hymn to Turok, Hondo. That's like the actual only reason you play Gerard's Verdict, or I already forgot what its name was. Alright, so dead guy, huh? I am so unfamiliar with this matchup. I guess it gets grindy, right? Do I want removal? Path seems not great here, but Bob seems scary. Do I want Cataclysm? Probably not. It's like definitely these, I feel. Like, pretty medium on these paths. No, I mean, it looked like could have been the dead guy list that like placed in a challenge a week or 2 ago. Well, Thalia's definitely come out. That's a pretty clean swap if we do that. Could board in these paths. I'm not sure if I want to. Pathing a Bob is not like where you want to be, but sometimes you kind of have to be there. Why do we have Crypt in the sideboard? Chat convinced me to like try out a couple things. We're trying out Crypts instead of Surgicals to see how many times it fucks me over, or how many times it's like actively better than a Surgical Extraction. It's just a couple experimental things we were doing. The Karn and the Crypts. Oh, hey, just this. Could see cutting Prelate just for like 1 path. Prelate's not good. This is like kind of similar to the Death and Taxes matchup. Probably fine submitting this. Don't really see a card that I would cut for the second path. Is it because of synergy with Karn? Oh man. Yeah. Crypt Karn synergy. +1/+1 your guys. Combo. But no. I don't think there's a single matchup where you bring in Crypt and Karn. Maybe lands? This hand seems horrendous. Put a mulligan to 6 as well. Mulliganing against the Hymn to Turok deck is... But this hand is also just, like, pretty unplayable. This hand's also kind of unplayable, but... We have to run out Vile before we get Hymn to Turok. Maybe it hymns our lands. You never know. I don't want this. Primarily, it's a proactive 0-drop, right? It's a 0-drop that you can run out before your opponent gets to like Thoughtseize it away, unlike Surgical, where like Reanimator could unmask you and then kill you on turn 1 or whatever. Much harder for them to deal with thing on the board. This feels like a Hymn to Turok. If it's a Gerard's Verdict, my opponent gets to gain 6 life. Actually, maybe only 3 life. Every time. At least none of my cards in my hand were actually like very good at all. I'm not like super disappointed we just carded Mom. No, that's not great. The best answer for him, shitty hand. Yeah, exactly. Can't him your good cards if you don't have any. Sad Trombone. This Relic Order ain't very good. Wasteland my wasteland. Do it, punk. I don't think I'm just putting in this Relic Order to pressure this Lily. It seems pretty loose because it hits it for 2 and then does nothing after that. I wouldn't have played that Wasteland in case of him. I don't know. If they hit me, I think I'm just like putting in this Relic Order regardless. I'm not like gambling on the 1 and 3 to keep my only creature. I'd rather just like put something into play. So what's your opinion on Karn so far? I drew it once, and it actively lost me the game where a recruiter might have actually won it. So it's obviously terrible. But in reality, I have no opinion on it. We have not drawn in any of a relevant scenario, and probably won't for this whole league. I don't think I'm putting this in this Relic Order. Maybe we're going to deploy like 2 threads. Like draw a Flicker Wisp or something. Oh, that's a card. It's not good right now. It'd be nice to have a 4th land, but... Is it? I wish this were Hero Blade Alert. Damn, those 1/1s we got right now. I don't think I wish it was Hero of Bladehold. Hero Bladehold would not have won me that game against Miracles. Yeah, we can't play this Ballista yet. We need another land. File it in. We don't have a Vial on 0. We can't file it in all the time. Put it in. We just cast the Ballista for 1. They ping it with the Liliana, and then we Relic Ward it to protect it. Combo. Unbeatable, really. Wasteland my Caracas. Sure. Maybe time to have to just put this pressure on this Lily, just because I need to. I need to, like, put in Relic Order, make them use a removal spell, just so they have less removal for me to, like, draw more things to deal. Ooh, maybe not. I may have spoke too soon. Hey, they found the GJ this time. Maybe they're not inexperienced. Maybe they had some sort of rationale. Oh, damn it. The briefest moment I looked at that Vial on 3, I was like, what if Palace Jailer? And I was like, there's so many more 3-drops in this deck. Damn it. I think I might actually have to run out this Ballista just to prevent this Lily from ulting. Our plan is to... They, like, play equip, GTA, try to hit me. I Relic Ward, block, kill it, or something. Or Relic Ward, don't even block. This pings, we have to take up the Vial now. Now they can ping my Ballista down and kill it, but then we trade the Ballista ping for the Liliana. I think the Ballista is actually a decent spot here. I mean, not great, obviously, not excellent. It's a spot. Relic Ward the Ballista. I already made that joke. Get out of here. So I'm hoping they just go land, play equip GTA, and then just get blown out. That's my plan. Oh god. That's a terrible idea, Shiloh. Alright, just play land, attack with the equip the GTA to Stoneforge attack. What could go wrong, opponent? Just go for it. I got nothing. I got nothing going on. Just jam. What could go wrong? Come on. Wow. Coward. And I still get Defile on this Relic Order, though. Because they... I wonder if they have, like, another thing to put in here. Wow, that's kind of a dick move, opponent. Not gonna lie to you. Can't even take this off to 4 now. Like, I got so hard. So I'm supposed to tap the file on 3 first. Put it in anyways to show off strength. Hello, cat. Get out of here, GTA. I mean, they just like kill us Roker and we lose, but it's life. Hello. Oh no, my palace jailer. Hello, kitty. Can you guys hear her purring? Oh, she's purring really loud.
Put her closer to your mic.
This is legit why Bluffing Val. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Bluffing Val there is fine, but like we're still not winning the game by having a not summoning sick Relic Order in play, right? The big thing was like trying to get the Palace Jailer to play next turn, which the Containment Priest beats regardless. Alright, we're not dead yet. Well, this thing ults next turn. We're dead yet. I got the 4 Scrublands in my SG card right now. I don't even think this deck plays 4 Scrublands, does it? Maybe it does. Maybe it needs all 4 for like the Hymn to Turok Swords of Plowshare Stoneforge deck. I don't know. Anyway, maybe this is more of a Cataclysm matchup than I initially thought. I mean, Planeswalkers are like mildly concerning, but like not particularly. And this is also like an equipment-based matchup. It's like you don't board in Cataclysm in the mirror. And this matchup does feel like pretty mirror-esque. But maybe stuff like Liliana the Last Hope. Is like worth enough. What are we cutting here? Cleric's a fine cut. I don't really mind letting that go. I don't really know what I want to do, honestly. Is Dead Guy even on my list? Is Dead Guy a deck I have played against? No. I have 0 results for Dead Guy in my spreadsheets. Guess we'll be adding it to the bottom after this match. What do we want here? I think we're just resubmitting. Cut the Ballista. It was 2-minute cut shots. Obviously unplayable. Wow, this hand sucks a lot. God damn. This hand's really bad. Yeah, fuck this hand. Alright, this hand is actually a lot better. And second land on top? Easy. I'd be surprised if you played this ball against Dead Guy. Yeah, I can't. I literally could not tell you the last time I played against Dead Guy. I can tell you the last time I remember playing against Dead Guy, which was like in 2013 or something. But I probably played against Dead Guy at least once before then. Thoughtseize? Inquisition. I don't know. Hopefully they don't have an answer to this file. Well, no, we're drawing a land, so it's okay. Probably just porting them next turn. Takes the plow. Alright, probably like Dark Confidant or something going on here. As much as I kind of want to play the second file, I think we're just going to Rashawn port my opponent to stunt their development here. Okay, you gotta either choose to sit on my lap or you gotta leave. You can't just keep moving around here. Are they actually casting a spell here? What on earth? Yeah. Wasteland me. Do it. Let me F6 computer, come on. I guess I should actually play around Containment Priest, shouldn't I? Since they left it in. I don't really get wrecked by anything because there's no like Liliana last time to play around either. Yeah, we're putting this in now. In before. Haha, we did it! Haha! Successfully played around it. I mean, as good as that's gonna do, we're still on a one-laner with double vials. Hey, stop that cat. It's a good draw. Maybe I'm not supposed to attack, prevent them from attacking there. I still don't really subscribe to the school of thought where you want to be boarding Containment Priest against Death and Taxes unless you're like a very low creature count deck. But also, obviously, it is giving us the business here. It definitely never feels like a good, like, if I played another creature, then we just, like, wisp. Like, if we just, like, had a wisp and we go land wisp your Stoneforge. I don't know. Seems like it's never a really good decision. Really nice to draw a third land here, though. Judgment away, Containment Priest, Violent Recruiter. Get stuff done. I mean, it's getting us pretty good here. Like, we would definitely be winning this game easily with no Containment Priest. What'd they grab? GT? Alright. Can you stop clawing the crap out of my legs, cat? Alright. Ow, 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 ow. Get out of here, please. Dang cat. Cat! Oh my god, this cat is the worst. Get out of the cords. Just go lay down and sleep like a normal cat. Get out of the cords. Get. Thank you. Sheesh. Poor kid just also, oh god, this is gonna be just like Liliana the Last Hope, you completely dead. Just unwinnable. Well, they pitched a Liliana the Veil, so that's not a great sign. Now him me. Yeah. I feel like, is pitch him play Lily not a better play? I don't know. I've never like I'm willing to listen to the other side of the argument because I've never really discussed it with people specifically. Typically, like I don't even know what decks boarding Containment Priest. Besides, like I don't like boarding it in the mirror. I don't like boarding it in like here. But I'm definitely willing to listen to the other side of the argument. But it's just like never impressed me a lot. Turning off explicitly their vials, and if they had just have like enough normal lands to function, then your Containment Priest does nothing except for weaponize their Flick Wisps against your other creatures. Oh man, we had to Relic Ward this Chrome Mox too. Doesn't really just die the Cleric in there. No, they can just plus it. Slow him me. And also, I guess maybe they don't have any protect. They have 4 cards in hand, though. I'm confused on what else they have going. They have a GD, and they have a GD that's turned off, though. They need to deal with my Revoker first. Get out of here, Chrome Mox. Would you ever question Containment Priest versus Goblins? How is it different? Because Goblins doesn't have Flicker Wisp in their deck, and is also a lot more mana hungry than Death and Taxes is. Yeah, I mean, like a 3/1 flying Ravenous Chupacabra seems like pretty good in these creature fight based matchups. Like if we had third land and like we recruit for like Wisp here or something, we're definitely in business. I'm supposed to attack with this Relic Order. Probably not. Just trace with the extra Stoneforge. Oh, there we go. FTK no longer ETV kill a creature. Yeah, I mean, Flicker Wisp, if you got a Containment Priest in play, Flicker Wisp can kill Gristlebrand. And so can Ravenous Chupacabra. FTK can't. Yeah, let's attack first. What do I want here? Jailer seems terrible. Crusader actually isn't bad here. We have double white, and Crusader just like straight up blocks Batter Skull. Do I want Crusader more than Wisp? If I'm Wisping something, it's probably the Germ Token. It's between Wisp and Crusader here, I think. I don't think there are a lot of other options. Crusader's worse if they find removal. Wisp actually kills the Germ unless we start getting in for 5 in there. They're going to put in the Germ, they're going to attack me, go to 14. And then we're going to play Wisp, attack them down to 12. We'll have 5 in the air. Versus Crusader, which eats if they want to like triple block it, they could, but that eats like their whole board and open me up to attacking with other things. If they have removal though, they're just removing this Revoker and wrecking me with the GT, right? The issue is that Crusader would have to sit on defense while I'm just attacking slowly with a Remorseful Cleric. Maybe it is Wisp. Let's grab a Wisp. Wisp is worse if they manage to hit their land drop. And they can like pick up the Batter Skull, put it back into play. That's also kind of slow. really want to draw like a wasteland, honestly. Ooh, that's interesting. Wonder if I just Judgment the Batter Skull. It's worse if they figure out if they get their a GT online. Like if they kill my Revoker, get this GT going. I like just Judgment the Batter Skull later if they just spend a bunch of mana picking it up, put it back into play and such. I don't like just... I do like just kind of getting this Wisp out right now and holding on to the Judgment just in case. If only this worked on artifacts too. Flicker the Batter Skull. Although then like, the Stoneforge thing already wouldn't work. I guess it also depends on what they cut. I'm still thinking about the Containment Priest thing. Like, how many good cards did they have, or how many bad cards were they taking out? Like, if their cuts were like 4 Thalia and they have almost nothing for the matchup, I wouldn't hate bringing something like Containment Priest, probably. You just kind of have to be careful with it. Pick your spot. Like, don't play it when your opponent has 3 mana and you've got, like, a Bobbin play as well or something. It's definitely not, like, unplayable. It's certainly a defensible board in. I just don't know how defensible. I think we're just putting in GT here, right? They just have spare mana, nothing to do with it. Did they jam 61 cards? 3, 4, 5, 6, 79. Getting back their Chromox. Oh, I guess that is a combo, because they can still put in there. GTO, and then if they draw land, ooh, that's bad. Good thing we saved the Judgment, though. Wait, no, they didn't kill the Revoker, though. They can't do their GT still. Oh my god. Oh, jeez. They were just, like, sandbagging 9 million Source of Plowshares? This could suddenly get ugly. Need a land, put it in, equip. Then we're up Shit Creek pretty bad. We Judgment it out of play. Hopefully they... If they don't have the land, though, they're just going to put it in. We can prevent a trigger, though, if they don't have the land, just by holding back the Cleric and attacking with Wisp. Nice. Super Mario. So we can use Cleric to stall the GT trigger. And then hopefully Judgment it. I guess I play this third Vial. It's not looking like it's going to do anything, but... No reason not to play it, I guess. I can host you, but I figured you're almost done. Now we're in, like, match 3 right now. Yep. Equip there. Fellow D&T buddy Theo took away your 5-0. I'm sorry. Block. 4 damage. Exile your yard. Prevent GT counters. Untap Judgment the GT. Still dicey on board, especially if they can just like hit 5th land, equip Batter Skull, then we're in for a pretty bad time. I wonder if this game would have turned out differently if I had grabbed Crusader instead of Wisp. Would have been awkward because my opponent would still have a Batter Skull token in play right now. They could have like. I wonder if they even like. Oh god, yeah, now we're dead pretty badly. I just like. Never mind. Also, they just wasted the Crocus? What? Are they gonna like cast a legendary creature here? Alright, well I thought they were just gonna quit Batter Skull and wreck me, but now we suddenly have outs, because now we can port them down. We're definitely like not dead here. Not super alive, but not dead. Doesn't really matter what these vials go on. It's probably gonna be like 3/3/2. Ballista. It's interesting. Doesn't quite do it though. I think I'd rather just pass and port. We're at 13. We gotta start being a little nervous here. Time to pick up the Batter Skull? Sure. No attacks, huh? Interesting turn of events. So I don't think just ping Spirit Attack is a very good plan, because they just cast the other half of Lingering Souls, and then we're back to square one here. I think the plan is just like, if they don't have removal, just keep pumping this Ballista and do something. Like, I could try to put them to 3 here, but I don't think that's winning the game. It's been a long-ass league, Jesus. Our Miracles matchup went down to the clock. This one, I already forgot what our other round was. Blue-Red didn't, yeah, Blue-Red Delver didn't take too long. Interesting. No attacks, no recast of souls either. wonder if I actually kill this priest. Probably. Turning on my vials seems pretty relevant at this stage, and like turning on being able to flicker my recruiter or something. It's like ping a spirit, ping the priest is probably our line. I probably should have plowed on my turn, not his. Just lost like a spirit out of that exchange. Could have also just like held the plow. They have a lot of mana. I don't think they necessarily needed it. This is 6, so we're not dead. We'll just take it. Several good draws left in our deck. Certainly not one of them. This is not a good way to lose this game. Unfortunate. If it's Toxic Deluge, hey, maybe we'll cast it. I guess I'm supposed to like port both their black sources or something. They have like plenty of fetch lands and plenty of life. I don't think it matters. No lands for the first 10 turns, all land for the next 10 ones. Yep. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. It's life. Honestly. People that float mana with nothing to do with it, they're the true scum of the earth. Oh, do they have something to do with it? I take that back. I apologize, opponent. What do they do with 3 mana instant speed here? Yeah, that's what I thought. I untake it back. Stop floating mana when you... Stop floating mana to bluff nothing. I have no cards in my hand. You're not bluffing anything. Four, five, six, seven. Yeah, we've triggered our whole board here. Let's play around the free Wrath of God you can play at the top. But, like, what are you floating mana to play around with, too? Like, this is like nothing. You don't have anything. Opponents don't flow mana. I think my opponent legitimately thought that they were in their main phase that second time and tried to cast the spell, though. In fairness to them. Land. Alright. Gonna be late day. Maybe I'll finish after round 4. We're already out of prize contention here. Maybe I'll turn it a little early. Wait, I thought I had Dead Guy on this list. Did I search Dead Guy, though? Yeah, I guess I just don't. Could have sworn I had recorded it at least once. Oh well. Dead Guy Ale. New column. 1 game 1. fuck something up? I did fuck something up. I gotta fix my spreadsheet here. Do you have a column for Spanish Inquisition? If you should have one, if not. I don't think I have a column for Spanish Inquisition. Oh, hello, other cat. Have you come to visit the stream? Oh, sand's real bad. Hello. I almost got to keep. The cat distracted me. The cat tried to coerce me into keeping a bad hand. Man, today is not my day. A lot of mulligans. Jesus. Alright. Put it just F6. Maybe they just wanted to give me the pity turn. Wow, that's a rude thing to do, opponent. Have you tried playing cantrips? I have. I think we're playing some more Phoenix tomorrow, so I can learn how to play them better again. It's just like Miracles. Miracles is not the deck I want to mold 4 against, that's for sure. They're just grabbing another Thalia here, hoping to gum up the works. We need to get like pretty lucky to win on this mold of 4. We can't exactly try to outvalue my opponent when I'm down 3 cards. Oh, well, they put engineer explosives on one, and they just like let me put in like a bunch of creatures off of it. So definitely could be worse. So for Wednesday, we should just log into each other's accounts and play the other side. I almost want to wasteland this Polluted Delta. How wrong is that? We'll just like not let them have good. I think we need to get like a bunch of very marginal advantages in this matchup, and I think it involves like trying to make their brainstorms bad or like getting lucky and a lot of other things. I'm gonna wasteland this Polluted Delta. Like, we're not winning this game. Sorry, Maverick Strain, you did not play all that bad. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think Maverick I felt a little bit more comfortable behind the driver's seat. Probably wrong, they'll just terminus me. I mean, we're just like dead if they terminus me regardless. I'm putting this Mirror Crusader end step anyway. We're not winning this game. I am not super keen on surviving. Well, they're not terminusing me yet. I could use this Ponder to set it up still, but they shuffled. Alright. This is the one they just like back to basics me. Plow the Crusader. Game over. Not dead yet. Just cast this sword. Please no Spell Pierce. Force. Alright, well, they're at 6. Ah, rude. Eight turn clock, let's go! Ah, fuck. The rest of their accumulated knowledges. Keep on keeping on, recruiter. Dang. They draw all of their plows. How rude. Yeah, sure, counterspell this too. Opponent being a fun killer. I wonder what they just didn't play, but they also didn't shuffle away? What did they just pass the turn holding up? A Snapcaster Mage, maybe? We're putting up a really good fight for getting plowed 6 times and mulling to 4. Like, we came reasonably close to winning this game somehow. Figure out what's up with my spreadsheet over here. Why is this not working? There we go. That's game over. We did it. Opponent found their win con. Oh, there we go. I fixed it. Do the same. Board in 8. Cut moms, a revoker, and I don't remember what the last card is that I cut. Oh, a land, right? Cut a wasteland. 3 planes and EEs on. Oh, did they have 3 planes? I was not paying. I had zoned out of that game like 5 or 6 turns ago, but I guess it makes sense. 3 planes is odd. Main deck EE is like slightly less odd. I've definitely seen it. I'm not surprised to see it. My opponent was turn 1 like EE on 1 with fetch basic island is probably just miracles. But 3 basic planes is definitely weird. It probably just means they're blue-white, but then they're also, that means that like their EEs are a lot worse. Like, so I guess, is that what you're trying to say, Luna? That like specifically those 2 cards in tandem were odd? Because I just totally took that train and kept going. Do I keep mono unplayables? Okay, yeah, there we go. The two weird things together are weird. Yeah, that tracks. He's not that weird. 3 planes isn't that weird, but those in the same deck are pretty weird. This hand's like aggressively medium minus. This hand is definitely a hand that like will lose to miracles. Like no taxing elements. Our hand is very slow and no vials. Council Judgment is good. I don't think it's this good. I think this hand is actually just better. Like ports and Chalice of the Void. Put Mulligan to 6-2. Deal. I think we just top this. I think I actually top the second Chalice. Just like, what are the odds that if my opponent can't answer the first Chalice, they're probably going to lose. And if they answer the first Chalice, we have second Chalice. Right, let's get greedy. %100% windmill slamming a Chalice. Not sure if I'm porting or playing Cleric next turn. Yeah. Could just play Prelate on one, honestly. Just keep taxing their like Chalice stuff. But also like Chalice on 1, Prelate on 6 is really strong. So maybe I just spend this turn porting. Next turn I play Chalice plus Cleric. I like that. Just give them like no good windows to cast a Source of Plowshares. Could also end up just like Chalice plus porting next turn, depending on how it goes. Ooh. Maybe I have to Vial plus Chalice now. Vial's really strong. Don't want them to just like untap and Jace me though, but it's probably worth. What's up, Ben XDC? I don't know. In what way I'm supposed to pronounce that? I don't know what the emphasis is supposed to be on, but how's it going? Could Vial port. Kind of out of this back to basics here, honestly. Ben's fine. Alright, sounds good, Ben. I almost just want to, like, trade my port with their Volcanic here. I'm glad I got Vial down. Into this, like, back to basics nonsense. Luno got you in your first league. Oof. Happens. Could cast Prelate here. Could port. Could play Remorseful Cleric. I kind of like just porting, honestly. Just like trading my... Basically wasteland, using the port to wasteland their Volcanic. Does take up my turn, but then we can just file stuff in after. Also, gives me time to like not put this Prelate on 6 if I don't want to. I guess I should actually port right now, shouldn't I, if I'm going to port it? F5, F5. So they can't, like, use the mana to cast an AK or something. Yeah, like that one. Alright, beatdown time. think I'm just putting in Wisp and flickering out this back to basics, honestly. Just let me untap my lands here for free. Should stop playing my lands, though. For Cataclysm. Can't really afford to port yet, really. Slamming Jace doesn't do a lot. It sets up Terminus. Judgment, huh? Let's them cast a 1 if I don't. How do I board for Sneak? I'll get to your question in a second, Ben. I'm using a lot of brain power to win a game that doesn't really matter because we're already X in 3. So they're going to exile this Chalice. Do I just put in Prelate on 1 and hope they don't Terminus me? Probably. And if they like want a Judgment the Prelate instead, like, then I still get Chalice. Yeah, you have a lot of like good, not great sideboard cards. I definitely agree with that assessment. Yeah, this is probably because they're planning on trying to find a Terminus for me. Like you definitely want to be boarding in the cards that are decent in the matchup, but not super great. I don't think they were planning on Judgmenting Vial. I also think I'm just going to port their white sources. They're at 5 life. I'm just going to use my ports to make sure they don't just Terminus me this turn. Less about bringing it. Yeah, you don't... so yeah, essentially, I'm using my sideboard time to chat a little bit. The Sneak matchup, you don't really have a lot of cards. It's like, yeah, I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to, like, smash Sneak's face in, right? Like, we don't have, like, Aethersworn Canonists versus Storm, or, like, Cataclysms versus Miracles, or Grixis, or, like, Graveyard Hate versus Reanimator. We don't have, like, any cards like that, really, in our sideboards. But you do have cards that, like, build up marginal incremental advantage, like Chalice of the Void. Aethersworn, if you have it, is fine. Stuff like Containment Priest, Relic Order, I guess, is the closest thing to the Smash Your Opponent's Face in card. Leona Relic Order is really good. Extra, like, recruiters or stuff. Because, so basically the big thing about the Sneak matchup nowadays is that some of the only important cards in your deck are, like, Thalia, Sanctum Prelate, and Rashadan Port. And a lot of the rest of your deck is just trying to, like, converge on finding these cards as soon as possible or trying to close out the game as fast as possible. Because you're not going to have enough time to where your opponent's, like, not going to be able to try to find their combo. So your plan is to try to keep putting it off and keep making them not be able to do it. Like, Thalia, oh, now they can't just show and tell on 3 mana, put an Omniscience, kill me. They have to get to 4 mana now. And what if I have a Port and the Thalia in play? Now they have to get to, like, 5 mana. And hopefully some of that stuff gums up the work so you can, like, recruit out a Prelate or just find Prelate. And Prelate on 3 is very, very strong against that deck. Typically, they only have, like, some number of a Braid and or a Pyroclasm to deal with Prelate on 3, or the other option, which is Sneak Attack, and sneak attacking in a creature, which is weaker against Karakas and Rashadan Ports and Wastelands, and you can also revoke Sneak Attack. So, basically, priority A is tax them so you can get to Sanctum Prelate, because otherwise you are going to super die to Show and Tell for Show and Tell, Omniscience, Emrakul you. So just your important cards are like just Thalia, importing them. If your opening hands don't have things that will stall the game, or just like are Windmill Slam Prelates, then it's probably not good enough. Sometimes I'll keep, like, if I'm on the play, maybe like a Chalice into, like, a Vile Chalice Stoneforge Mystic Hand or something, hoping like Chalice can buy me some time, Stoneforge for sort of Fire and Ice can deal damage and like draw me the important cards. Like with a Flicker Wisp in there, so you'd buy a turn into if they show and tell you Flicker Wisp their Omniscience to try to buy a turn. Stuff like that. Yeah, Council Judge is another good one. I was looking at my actual sideboard, so I couldn't remember all the cards you bring in. Cataclysm's a good card, but I don't think it's good enough to keep this abysmal hand. I don't think Chalice is a good enough card to keep this abysmal hand either. Hey, look, we found our Karn again. We're mulliganing a lot today. It's not our day. Tundra Go is kind of a sign of weakness, though. She's like a pretty weak play from the opponent. If I get Spell Pierce here, I owe Patrick $1. No, they're just force willing it. That's fine. Just need to draw Ancient Tomb. We'll play Arthalia, they'll plow it, and Ancient Tomb Karn. Click that. It's a lot of Tundras. Someone with back to basics in their deck. Try this one again. This time with Karakas backup. Hopefully they brick on this brainstorm. Brick, 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 brick. Dang it. Never lucky. I mean, we saw a fetch land at least, so they might have found multiple lands though if they just keep making land drops. They might have been able to find multiple non-fetch sources. Or just like cast a Ponder here on 2 mana. Wonder if you should be saving that Thalia turn so you can protect it with Karakas. We had no guarantee of the next land drop, right? Wait, no, we did. We had the 3rd land drop. Also, maybe, probably not. I don't love that line. On our Mold of 5, this game is definitely not about small edges. Small edges are not going to, like, grind us back into a game against Miracles very well. Although, we can cast this Karn soon, which isn't nothing. Also, no guarantee that Thalia even resolves, but maybe I'm happy if they just force it. But I think I just like slamming it. So I can make them answer my stuff. We also need to eventually cast this Karn. It's kind of annoying that our Thalia is in play. Are we gonna plow it, or are they just gonna keep floating mana to bluff? Maybe we're casting a spell here. I don't know why you need to fetch first. Did they know the top card? I don't think so. Oh no, yeah, they brainstormed last turn. Sure. The perfect draw. Karn's gonna go Thalia's gonna go all the way. We don't need this Karn. Please, opponent, kill my Thalia. Man, I hope they have another plow for this. Nice. Yes. I love it. Perfect. I think it's time to just slam Karn. I think I down tick too, just to like keep pressure on the board in case they like Jace or something. You don't like Crocus your Thalia and end a turn Karn? No. I don't like just picking up my Thalia for no reason. Like making them answer it first. Like they just had to burn 2 plows on it, and we'll cast the Karn eventually. Like probably right now. And before Spell Pierce, I have Patrick like $10. When this gets Spell Pierced. Alright, nice. Do I make a 1-1? Do I draw a card? Do I draw a bad card? I think I'm in for just like a 1-1. For when they like just Judgment it? Yeah, Mentor. Nice. So I think I just plow this. If they counterspell, we can untap, play GT, equip. That dude is so useless. It's definitely not useless when I have a GT and they have a Mentor in play. So I'm going to turn plow this. If they have a counterspell for this, we can just, like if they force blue card or whatever, we can just play equip GT. The issue is if the last 2 cards are like plow plus counterspell, we're pretty fucked. AK, sure. I wonder if I just... Right, I think we're starting by plusing the card now. Reveal Remorseful Cleric and Stoneforge Mystic, sure. I wonder if I just play equip GT attack. Or do I just like Thalia Cleric? Karn's just making 2/2s. We could play. I mean, Karn's making 2/2s. We could have just played Gideon. I think I'm fine just like deploying, like leaving this Cleric here, deploying Thalia plus Cleric, leaving up Caracas. Or leaving this Monk here. Did I say Cleric? So this is Terminus. Oh, Entreat. Alright, that's a little bit more obnoxious than Terminus. How much is this for? Moto. Let me... It's like 4 angels? 3 angels? 3 angel. Alright. I'm not playing GT over Cleric. I mean, we played and cast GT in the same turn. We can't attack with the Cleric. I also wanted to be able to defend Karn if they had, like, a removal spell. Suddenly a little scary, though. For sure. So we could draw 2 Stoneforges if we want. We have a Stoneforge on this Karn. We could sacrifice that, just go, like, minus the Karn down to 3, Stoneforge for Sword. Plus Batter Skull. We can also just plus the Karn. GT makes Karn a 2/2. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really big on 1 damage if I wasn't equipping the GT. It's been my turn Judgmenting an Angel and plussing the Karn. They have to attack it with both, but that's not great. I think I'm either making another Karn Struct, or I'm getting another Stone Forge. I don't really want another Stone Forge, though. I think just grabbing more equipment is fine. Construct, Stone Forge for sort of Fire and Ice pass. I also like play equip GT to Thalia and kill an Angel. Ponder, yep. They cast AK, I'm 100% sacking the Cleric to deny them 2 cards here. Yeah, no. You're not drawing 3, you're drawing 1 with that. Just send one Angel at Karn here. One Angel in my face, too. Interesting. I guess this is fine. Can't really do anything about it. So we can put in Sword, Equip, Attack with just the Thalia. They chump block with the Monk. We're at a super risky life total. But so are they. Do you mind? Do you mind? Do you mind? I'm in the middle of this game of... Why did you have to walk across the front of my body? Could also just, like, cast both equipment here? Like, cast GT, put in Sword, attack with the Constructs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, hang on. Oh, no, I can't. GT cast 3 to the Thalia. I'd say I could, like, equip it to a Construct here. Good Judgment and Angel and just attack for a bunch. I don't love attacking into 2 open mana, though, with 2 cards in hand. Could, like, trade with a Construct. Could also equip the GT instead of the Sword, right? Equip the GT to, like, a Construct, attack with Thalia and the Construct. Block, block. I could, like, trade Thalia with Angel. We still have Sword in our hand. I think the GT is actually, like, more proactive here. I might just GT Thalia attack. Can file an equipment after Judgmenting. If they pump them. Yeah, we got 4, 5, 6 mana. I do like Judgment Angel, attack with Thalia, attack with Constructs. It's definitely not bad. Didn't think of the equipment line either. Also, is like cushions my life total the most. And puts the most pressure on their life total. Terminus time. They didn't have Terminus set up, right? This was just like a blind flip Terminus. Because they just like had cast the AK for one. Yeah, this is just a complete blind flip Terminus. It's unfortunate. My opponent does not have a follow-up after this. We're in an okay spot. The issue is, if my opponent does have a follow-up for this, we're just super fucked. I don't care about these constructs. Alright. No follow-up is good. That's not very good, though. Maybe I shouldn't go crazy with the ports in case of back to basics. Just choking white sources, I guess. Probably don't want to be playing lands in case we find Kata. Great. Love it. Put a card on the bottom. There's definitely a chance we can draw something. That's something. It's not something great, because they're probably just going to like... How many plows have they cast this game? 1. They've cast 3 plows, so maybe they don't have an answer to it. The 4th plow. Ugh. Yeah, the plus makes sense if they already have a plow in their hand. Bottomed another card though. 3, 4. There's a reason to play at least one land here. Time to draw another Caracas. They keep bottoming cards. Every time they top, we're definitely like closer to dying. But they've bottomed again. All right, Cataclysm. Jesus, these bottoms have not been good for me. How many forces are gone? 1. I guess I should also... No, they have way too many lands. I was thinking about playing towards, like, porting down lands, like, upkeep, port, untap, port, Cataclysm. But I don't think I can port down enough lands to force through a hardcast Force of Will. Left card on top this time. Great. We either win to bottom a card, and then we draw Cataclysm. It's basically our only out at this point. And they topped, and they brainstormed, and now we're dead. Are you allowed to call him a good matchup if you lose twice in the same league? When have I ever said... I've always said Miracles is a close matchup, Patrick. Also, this was on a mold of 5 and a mold of 4 were our 2 losses in this round. And we came very close to winning both games. They don't have any... They can't snap Force. They just like don't have a Force in the yard. But yeah. I do keep saying I have a very favorable record against Miracles. I think that the matchup is very close. I don't think my data correctly depicts how the matchup should go. I've said that numerous times. This has been my thoughts on the matchup for basically forever. Is that the matchup feels very close and pretty and very skill intensive. And I've been winning online a lot. It's 12 o'clock. Am I done? Probably should be done. It's really late. I don't want to end on like a sour note there, though. I feel bad. But legitimately, like, we put up a hell of a fight on like a Molda 5 and a Molda 4. Need more RNG cards like Miracle. I am notoriously bad against RNG cards, to be fair. My win rate against RNG is like very, very, very poor. We lost that game, Molda 5, to the Blind Flip Terminus. I'm notoriously bad against the cards Hymn to Turok and Burning Inquiry, but that's just my life. I don't have anything to say about that. And yeah, sometimes you have off days. That's life. We went like 4-1 and 3-2 with almost identical. Actually, no, we made some like weird changes. Man, we played Karn, and it was about as good as I thought it would be. It like drew a Remorseful Cleric and made 2 2/2s. I think it made 2 3/3s, right? We attacked them as 3/3s because of the equipment. It was not great. I'm just like, Karn's fine. Like, you can play Karn. I just like still don't like it as much as Cataclysm. I wouldn't go that far. Wang Chung. Obvious exaggeration. But in general, I guess my assessment on Karn is just, like, it's fine. You can play it if you want to play it over Gideon. Like, there are definitely applicable matchups for either of them. But I just don't like it very much. I haven't been a fan of Gideon for a while. Like, I don't know why I would play a Karn. Cataclysm's great. If we had just like been playing a third Cataclysm and we had drawn instead of a Karn, we'd probably just like win that game very easily. Probably don't win the other one though, the one where the Karn should have been a recruiter. So like obviously the card can't be like everything at once, and different cards win different games at different spots. But I just like don't like Karn specifically. I think it's like kind of weak against Miracles. It's just like very slow and dirtily card advantage, and it's not exactly what you want. I think you need to be closing games a little bit better, and Karn is kind of awkward at doing that. Karn just doesn't like repeatedly shit out 2/2s. You can't like pump into a 5/5 and predict it with Caracas or something. It does like combo with itself, and you can make a 1/1 and then like make it a 2/2 and it combos with like you having vials and equipment and stuff in play. It's like fine. How's the Ancient Tomb? The Ancient Tomb's been, yeah, we died to it. If we're considering it as a 24th land, and it would be a different 24th land, we died to it. If we're considering it as I was playing like 23 land to this without the tomb, and this was like a spell, then we didn't die to it because we needed a 4th land, and it just happened to be the tomb and we died. But the tomb can do explosive things with equipments and like post-mortem chalices and stuff, but I've not been super impressed by it. It's, again, one of those cards that's, like, a lot of Death and Taxes is, like, super preference stuff. Of just, like, oh, I like the ability to do these things in Death and Taxes. I like the ability, like, me personally, I love the ability to toolbox with this deck. I love Recruiter of the Guard a lot. And, like, a lot of my deck building choices are designed around that. Like, one of Remorseful Cleric, one of Ballista, one of Prelate, one of Crusader, one of Jailer. I used to have, like, a bunch of other one-ofs, Hallowed Spirit Keeper and stuff. I love being able to toolbox with this deck. And some other people have like different playstyles. Some people love the why no third recruiter. I was talking with Chad at the beginning, and I like made some experimental sideboard decisions. My ideal list, or ideal like a deck that I was playing on Friday. This Karn was the third recruiter, and these crypts were surgicals. But yeah, I love Recruiter of the Guard. Recruiter of the Guard's great. And like people can customize their Death and Tags list to do whatever. If you like Palace Jailers, like Palace Jailer is an exceptionally powerful card, especially in a lot of the fair matchups. And some people are playing 2, some people are playing 3, and I think those people are kind of crazy, but the curve of like Vile, do whatever, Ancient Tomb Recruiter for your Jailer, turn 3 Jailer or whatever. Like those are powerful things you can do with Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb, Chalice of the Void, Ancient Tomb, Damping Sphere against Storm or Eldrazi or whatever. Ancient Tomb to power out your turn 2 Stoneforge, turn 3 equip and attack with GTA, stuff like that. But anyway, moral of the story is just like, play whatever you fucking want to play. Shoutouts to Hondo. He was in Discord, was it yesterday, a couple days ago? I forget. He basically just said, like, play what you're comfortable with. Like, don't always just, like, look to other people for guidance. Don't look at Envoldson and be like, oh, his list is great. He's, like, the best D&D player in the world. One of the best Legacy players in the world. Like, I should just play his list. Take a list that you want to play and make tweaks. Look at other lists and maybe take ideas from it and be like, oh, I wonder why they play that card. Maybe I'll try to figure it out for myself. But don't just be like, oh, Envoldson's the greatest player ever. I'm going to take a 75 and just, like, try to crush people with it. Because Envoldson obviously plays the deck differently than everybody else does. And, like, you know 2 players have, like, the same exact mindset for the same exact cards or strategies or Envoldson. Oh, Thomas Envoldson. He's, like, one of the best Legacy players in the world. And he plays primarily Death and Taxes. He had a brief stint with Check Pile back in the Deathrite Shaman era, but yeah, scabs on Moto. He's top 8'd like 5 out of the past like 6 or 7 Legacy challenges that he's been playing in recently. Playlist through, yeah. Definitely don't make tweaks if you don't know what you're doing. Obviously, like there's like the step 0 in there, which is like learn your deck. Understand what the roles of certain cards are and stuff. But once you become proficient enough with the deck, like if you're comfortable playing a 75 that's like 5-10 cards different than like whatever, D&D is just very customizable. Play what you enjoy playing, and like that's the end of the story. Was he a pro? Yeah, he's like I think one of the best GP records lifetime in the world. I think he was like first or second. I forget. There was a post on Reddit about it a while ago, but Envoldson has like an insane win percentage. It's like something like 70-some% or something like that. I might be like making that up. I don't remember the post, but he is like easily one of the best Magic players. Yeah, mostly with D&T. He probably played some different decks. Like I said, he played a little bit of Check Pile, but he is like one of the original. He's been playing since forever. He's been playing a lot of. He played D&T like basically since inception, as far as I know. Beating 2 Emrakul's attacks in 1 game. Yeah, there's that famous video. Famous video where he beats 2 Emrakul attacks. He like blocks one with an Avon Sensor, I think. But anyway, I need to like. I said I didn't do the 5th match because I wanted to sleep, but then I started going on a little rant there at the end. But yeah. Anyway, he's also Envoldson is posting a 3-part series on what's the website? Snapcardster.com. He's posting a 3-part series on Death and Taxes, so if anyone wants to learn more about the deck, he is like the actual best person in the world to like listen to his thoughts on Death and Taxes. If you want to like, if you're just getting started, or even if you're like a vet, like listening to his thoughts on different cards and a lot of other things, like he is like, I don't know, I can't really say a lot other than like he is literally like the best Death and Taxes player and like one of the best players. Listen, like, what makes him better than you? A lot more results and just probably just he has so much experience with this deck and this archetype, and just like his brain is just probably like miles ahead of mine in terms of like thinking ahead and like planning and figuring out what his plan in certain matchups are, assessing his role, and like he just like his technical skills are probably just a lot better than mine. Like I've never like seen him play in person or anything, but like his results definitely speak for his skill. Obviously, you have to be a very, very proficient Magic player to have as much success as he does. Whereas I'm just sitting here with no real results to my name, streaming Death and Taxes to a bunch of people out online. But anyway, I should actually wrap this up. Let's find someone to host. I'm very tired. Am I the only one streaming Legacy? Oops. That's unfortunate. I guess well. Anyone playing anything else? Oh, Cyrus is playing Vintage. Host Cyrus. Wow, Cyrus is 148 viewers? Jeez, Cyrus killing it. Anyway, that's gonna be it for my stream today. Play the J song since that's what we featured tonight. I don't even know what the J song is, Patrick. It's a legitimate concern. No idea what that song is. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Sorry that, I don't know, sometimes you go 0-4. That's life. So I guess that's just the content for today. But if you want to support the channel, if you want to see more Death and Taxes stuff, as well as other Legacy stuff, I think I'm actually going to play Phoenix tomorrow. But anyway, if you want to support the channel, you can follow, subscribe, or donate. Follows are totally free, help you know when I'm going live, that sort of stuff. Subscriptions get you a sweet Thalia emote, Thraben theme subscription badge in the chat. Donations, I do donation deck lists. Information for that is down below the stream. As well as the links for my YouTube and Twitter. YouTube is where all these streams go up after they're live, so you miss a stream, you want to check out some more of my stuff. It's all up there. There's a ton of Death and Taxes content and a smattering of other content. Twitter is just when I post my schedule, when I'm going live, that sort of thing. And should be it. We're going to go host Cyrus. Catch you guys all tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody.